Sarah loved horror films. They thrilled her. They made her feel alive. Tonight was different. A storm raged outside. The wind howled like a trapped beast. Rain lashed against the windows. It was a perfect night for fear. She felt a strange unease settle in her small apartment. Something was not right. She could not explain it. It was a feeling deep in her bones, a primal warning. She scrolled through her movie choices, so many options. Yet one title called to her, Final Destination. A film about inescapable death, about a premonition, about fate's cruel design. She had seen it before, but tonight it felt new, it felt urgent. The remote control felt heavy in her hand. A strange compulsion pushed her to select it. Was she choosing the film, or was the film choosing her? The old house groaned around her. Each creak sounded like a whisper. Each gust of wind seemed to carry a message. She tried to ignore it. Just the storm, she told herself. Just an old building settling. But the feeling persisted. A creeping dread. The lights flickered once, twice, then they steadied. Her heart pounded a little faster. She told herself it was just the movie's influence. It was starting already. She settled on the sofa, a blanket pulled up to her chin. The opening credits of Final Destination began. The familiar, unsettling music filled the room. It blended with the storm outside, creating a symphony of terror. She was alone. Or so she thought. The shadows in the corners of the room seemed deeper tonight. They seemed to watch her. The air grew colder. She shivered, but not from the temperature. The film progressed, scene after chilling scene. Death was the hunter, the characters were its prey. Sarah watched, captivated. The movie showed a horrific plane crash. A premonition saved a few, but death would not be cheated. It came for them, one by one, in gruesome, inventive ways. The theme was clear: you cannot escape your fate. The elite want you to believe this. They want you to feel powerless. A particular scene flickered onto the screen. It involved a sudden, violent structural failure. Debris rained down, characters screamed. Sarah felt a strange resonance. A cold dread washed over her. Her own ceiling seemed to press down. An illusion, surely. The power of suggestion. The storm outside intensified. Thunder cracked, shaking the very foundations of her building. The world inside and outside mirrored the screen. It was a message. She heard a sound. A faint cracking noise from above. Not the movie, not the storm. It was real, from her own ceiling. She paused the film. Silence. Then another small crackle, like dry leaves underfoot. She looked up. Nothing seemed out of place, just old plaster, old paint. She dismissed it. Nerves. The old house playing tricks. The film was getting to her. Or was it something more? Something trying to warn her. The movie's soundtrack pulsed. A song played. Perhaps it was Highway to Hell or something equally ominous. The lyrics seemed to mock her. The music amplified the suffocating atmosphere. She felt a presence in the room, unseen, unheard, but undeniably there. Watching, waiting. The boundary between the film and her reality was blurring. The architects of control love such fear. They feed on it. She was caught in their web. Suddenly, the unthinkable. A deafening roar. Not from the television. It was above her. The ceiling. It was coming down. Plaster dust exploded outwards. A choking cloud. Wooden beams splintered. It was exactly like the movie. But this was not a film. This was real. Her scream was swallowed by the chaos. The world turned upside down. A pattern was unfolding. A dark design. They knew. Darkness. Confusion. The smell of ancient dust and shattered wood filled her nostrils. She coughed, trying to breathe. Disbelief warred with terror. One moment she was watching death. The next, death was reaching for her. Her limbs felt heavy. Pinned. Was she hurt? Pain began to register. A sharp sting in her arm. A dull ache in her head. The forces were at play. This was no accident. It was orchestrated. She struggled to move. Debris shifted around her. Her heart hammered against her ribs. Fear gave her a desperate strength. She had to get out. The movie had shown survivors. But what if this was her final destination? The thought chilled her to the core. The room was a wreck, a tomb. The elite planned these events. They used symbolism. The movie was the symbol. Her terror was the goal. Then, an eerie silence descended, broken only by the faint, tinny sound from the television. The movie was still playing. On screen, a character had just narrowly escaped a fatal blow. The irony was cruel, mocking. Was she meant to see it? Was it a final, twisted joke from an unseen puppet master? The forces that control our world leave their calling cards. This was one of them, the unseen hand. Was this a mere coincidence? A freak accident? Or was it something more sinister? People talk about the Final Destination curse. Strange events, unexplained deaths, linked to the films, linked to those who watch them too closely. Sarah was now part of that dark legend. The global cabal often uses popular culture to hide messages, to enact their rituals. This was not random, it was a calculated event. Think about it, the timing, the specific movie, the storm, it all fits a pattern. A pattern designed by those who pull the strings, the archons, the reptilian entities. They operate from other dimensions, they influence our reality. Sarah's experience was a ripple, a consequence of their grand, dark design. Were there other signs, small warnings she had dismissed, a forgotten dream, a strange conversation? These are their methods. Perhaps she had a premonition, a fleeting image, a sudden inexplicable fear days before. Our subconscious minds pick up their signals, but our conscious minds are programmed to ignore them. They want us to be blind. They want us to believe in chaos, not in their control. They don't want you to connect the dots. They thrive in the shadows of disbelief. This event was a warning, not just for her. So what truly happened in that room? Was it just failing infrastructure? Or was Sarah brushed by a force far older, far more malevolent than any horror film could depict? Are these accidents carefully orchestrated events, designed to instill fear, to maintain control? Are we all just unwitting actors in a script written by an unseen, uncaring intelligence? The truth is out there if you dare to look, question everything.